from the University of Florida College of Journalism and Communications. You're watching WUFT News at 6.
After the NAACP expressed its outrage over one Archer employee's Facebook activity, officials are now taking it to the next level. That's our top story tonight. Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 13th. I'm Chloe Stradinger.
And I'm Jessica Barreto. Thanks for joining us. The organization is accusing the assistant city manager of posting racist remarks on Facebook, and they want action. WFT's Nicole Acevedo is here with us. Nicole, how has the city responded to this?
Chloe, Jessica, it's been more than a month since the posts were discovered, but now the NAACP wants to send a final message to city officials. But it's not just the NAACP that's upset. Residents of Archer have also expressed their concerns about having John Mayberry on the city staff. Now the city of Archer is finally responding, but only after the NAACP showed up at the city commission meeting last night with a demand letter. They say his actions should not be considered justified or professional, and they want him gone.
John Mayberry should have been given his letter to leave that very day.
And Evelyn Fox isn't the only one who thinks so. Archer's assistant city manager has taken to Facebook to share some of his opinions, but many residents have a big problem with what he's been saying.
They feel that this man hates them so much based on what's on his page that he is not going to ever do anything for them.
She shed light on this issue more than a month ago, but Archer officials have yet to do anything about it. So Fox came here with this letter in hand, demanding the city to terminate Mayberry from his position. City manager Al Grieshaber says the city of Archer does not have any specific guidelines for city employees on social media. So for now, he and other city officials are turning to their city personnel handbook.
And in section 2.2.2, it says that no city employee.
He went on to say that city employees cannot be fired for their political opinions.
So if you look at those private Facebook posts as political opinions done in a private capacity, the city is precluded from taking any action.
But that's not what Fox and other residents see.
It wasn't political. It's just the content of somebody who's being paid by the citizens of Archer to feel that way about African Americans. It's very disheartening.
The case has now been referred to City Attorney Scott Walker for further review. And in the meantime, Archer officials plan to develop more specific guidelines for social media activity. But Grieshaber says their plan and future policies are not solely driven by this incident. And Fox hopes they will help stop this from happening altogether.
And we will see to it, we will go to all measures to send a letter to every city in the state of Florida to let them know exactly what type of person John Mayberry is.
Grieshaber says they plan to have these policies on the agenda within the next 2 months. But on top of that, they are also looking into further accusations made against Mayberry, including that he made these posts while at work. And according to city policy, that is cause for termination.
Thanks, Nicole. The highest per-student education budget in Florida history may be a reality for 2015. Governor Rick Scott is proposing to raise K-12 education funding to $20 billion, about a $1 billion increase from this year's current budget. The plan is part of Governor Scott's Keep Florida Working budget proposal. Per-student spending would be $50 above previous high in 2007-2008 budget year. It's estimated more than half of the proposed increase would be funded by local property tax revenue.
We have an opportunity, or if I, as a legislator, have an opportunity to increase funding for our public school system, I am more in line to do that, even if the money comes from areas of property.
Alachua County School Board members are excited about the possibility of more funding for education. School Board member April Griffin says she hopes individual counties would be able to decide for themselves how the money is spent, rather than being told by the state. And the Sunshine State did not live up to its name today. We've had some gloomy skies all day.
UF forecaster Tony Sadiku has been tracking this gloomy weather. Tony, will the clouds stick around tonight?
Yeah, ladies, the clouds may not look pretty, but they're going to do wonders to those numbers, keeping those temperatures kind of tempered as we head into the overnight hours. But certainly those gloomy clouds have stuck around. Check out this time lapse for much of the day. Really not much clearing, not much rain either. Maybe a light drizzle pass through here and there. But as we progress into the evening as well, that's what we'll continue to see, those mostly cloudy conditions. Really check out these numbers, 56 by midnight, dropping to 54 in the early morning hours. So you could notice areas of fog as well. I don't think it'll be as big of a problem as what we saw last night, but still just something to keep in mind. Give yourself extra time if you're leaving out, heading out early in the morning. Flipping this over just to show you tomorrow, those numbers will be climbing once again, only the mid 60s, but still a lot of clouds in the sky. I'll tell you when the sunshine returns, also tracking some rain chances. My main weather forecast. Back to you.
Thanks, Tony. 3 years ago, the art programs in Marion County Public Schools were lacking the materials that the teachers needed.
But thanks to an art program from another Florida county, those art programs now have additional funding, and the teachers have a new way to foster creativity. April Lanuza joins us from the newsroom with more. April?
Children are in a creativity crisis. That's according to a study by the College of William and Mary. The study says modern technology, such as video games, is hurting creativity. And Marion County found a way to not only inspire students' creativity, but also help raise money for local schools.
A so-called creativity crisis, along with little funding for art programs in local schools, led Marion County to the idea of having students design license plates. This idea, called Kids Tag Art, originally came from Polk County and started in Marion County 3 years ago. In the program, 5th graders design a license plate with whatever they choose, unless their teacher assigns a certain topic. Those plates are then sent to various people to be judged.
They are then submitted to their art teacher for a judging. And the art teacher picks the 5 best that she's received at each school, and those are taken to the county tag office, Marion County Tag Office, where they are judged by a group of people who are well known in the art community.
At the tag office, 2 plates from each school are then chosen to be put on display. At the Appleton Museum of Art in Ocala, you can find this year's tag art on display. Here, Marion County 5th graders get the chance to show the community their art, as well as help raise money for the art programs in their school. But to the teachers and students of Marion County, this competition is more than funding and showing a student's work. Teachers can use the time to teach a student certain drawing techniques with different utensils and how to create a product for distribution.
It also is teaching them how they can create a product that in the end could be sold. So in preparation for them going into middle school or high school even, they're starting to get a taste of what it takes to create a product, to get it out for sale, and then possibly become a business owner at some time.
Sponsors from around the state donate thousands of dollars every year to the program and help with the printing of each design. These designs can also be put on mugs and keychains to be sold. So far this school year, the program has raised more than $15,000. The earnings are divided among all of Marion County's elementary schools. Reporting from the newsroom, April Lanuza, WUFT News.
Thanks, April. A man is facing animal abuse charges in Citrus County after animal control officers say they found several starving animals at his home. Citrus County Sheriff's deputies say that Paul Joseph Day had 3 dogs tethered in his front yard. One of the dogs was so neglected that its ribs and spine was showing. According to officials, Day also had several other animals in his land, including turkeys, chickens, and pigs, that were all found without food or water. Day was also charged with resisting an officer without violence after they say he yelled at officials trying to get into his backyard. The animals were taken from Day's home for treatment and rehabilitation. A neighbor on the lookout is being credited with helping to catch a burglar. Palatka police officers say the neighbor called them after seeing a car being burglarized. Officials later stopped Cody Shope because he fit the neighbor's description. They say Shope was found with several items that were missing from the car that was broken into. Shope, who also had an active warrant for child support, is being charged with burglary and theft.
An adult and a baby were injured during a domestic dispute in Port Charlotte this morning. The sheriff's office says it responded to a report of multiple stabbings. They say one victim is a 23-year-old man. He was airlifted to a hospital. The other is a child, less than a year old. The baby and the mom were taken to a local hospital. Deputies say a man ran from the house after a fight. He was arrested nearby, suffering from dog bites. Deputies continue to investigate. but say the victims were released from the hospital later in the day. And a Good Samaritan helped rescue 3 elderly people from their car as it backed into Sarasota Lake on Tuesday. A neighbor heard the car revving outside and saw the car go into the water. The neighbor then jumped in and helped the 3 to safety. All of them escaped without injury. The Jeep is fully submerged and police officers say a dive team will have to remove it from the lake.
WFT News at 6 is just getting started. Coming up, more details on what caused smoke to fill a Washington, D.C. subway train Monday evening.
Plus, French citizens are laid to rest as the country searches for a wanted woman. Those stories and more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.